As the USS Ronald Reagan carrier battle group sails into the South China Sea, evidence has emerged that China has deployed fighter jets to an airstrip on a disputed island there. Satellite imagery from July 15 shows at least 4 aircraft present. This move comes 2 days after U.S. Secretary of State Michael Pompeo declared that Beijing's claims to offshore resources across most of the South China Sea are completely unlawful. It is also set against a large U.S.-led naval exercise and rising tensions across the region generally. The planes are believed to be the Chinese-made J-11B variant of the famous flanker aircraft. These are broadly equivalent to the F-15 Eagle used by the U.S. Air Force. China builds a range of versions of the Russian family of fighter aircraft, originally known as the Sukhoi Su-27 flanker. While the exact variant is hard to discern from the satellite imagery, there is no doubt that these are flankers. The flankers are on the airstrip at Woody Island in the Paracel Islands. Although de facto occupied by China, it is also claimed by Taiwan and Vietnam, and is one of many islands in the area that are disputed. China beefed up the facilities in recent years and has deployed fighters and bombers there previously. The aircraft were initially spotted by open-source intelligence analysts using low-resolution commercial satellite imagery. Twitter user Duan Deng posted an image Thursday. Now high-resolution satellite imagery from Airbus confirms the situation. The timing of the deployment could relate to a number of external factors. It may relate it directly to Pompeo's statement. It is also a day after a U.S. Navy destroyer, the USS Ralph Johnson, performed a freedom of navigation operation in the area and a week after a major international naval exercise involving 2 U.S. Navy aircraft carriers. Either way, it may be intended to send a message, or even as a hedge against military action. Of course, it could be coincidental. The U.S. Navy exercise involves both the USS Nimitz CVN-68 and the USS Ronald Reagan CVN-76. The carriers were joined by a full complement of escort ships and Japanese Navy vessels. The 2 carriers are larger and more operationally ready than China's own aircraft carriers. But the Chinese Navy is gaining ships and experience at an incredible rate. The USS Ronald Reagan carrier battle group returned to the South China Sea on Friday. The combat capability of 4 flankers, in isolation, is modest when compared to a U.S. Navy carrier strike group. But their deployment does send a message regardless of the motive. The groups led by the USS Nimitz and USS Ronald Reagan were showing their operational commitment to allies and partners in the region, providing combatant commanders with significant operational flexibility if needed in response to regional situations. Meanwhile, a U.S. military surveillance aircraft was spotted close to China's south coast for the 3rd time this week on Friday, Chinese sources said, as the U.S. Navy reported 2 of its aircraft carrier strike groups had conducted dual exercises in the South China Sea to boost their combat readiness. The U.S. Air Force E-8C aircraft, which is fitted with specialist radar, communications, operations and control systems, was seen reconnoitering as close to 72 nautical miles off the coast of Guangdong Province, according to the South China Sea Strategic Situation Probing Initiative. The sighting was the third this week, it said. Analysts said the plane was probably monitoring Chinese troop deployments and movement along the coast. The think tank said also that a U.S. Air Force E-3 Sentry early warning and control aircraft, which provides all-weather surveillance, command, control and communications, was spotted over the South China Sea. The U.S. Navy also said 2 of its aircraft carrier strike groups had conducted dual exercises in the South China Sea to boost their combat readiness. The Nimitz Strike Group is saying the warships had been operating in the South China Sea, wherever international law allows, to reinforce our commitment to a free and open Indo-Pacific, a rules-based international order, and to our allies and partners in the region. The 2 groups conducted tactical air defense exercises to maintain combat readiness, the report said, adding that they trained to the highest levels of readiness to ensure responsiveness to any contingency through power projection. Security and stability is essential to peace and prosperity for all nations, and it is for that reason the U.S. Navy has been present and ready in the Pacific for over 75 years. The U.S. Navy said that the 2 aircraft carrier strike groups had been deployed to the South China Sea in support of a free and open Indo-Pacific, while Chinese forces were staging a drill near the Paracel Islands, which are claimed by mainland China, Taiwan and Vietnam. The Defense Ministry in Beijing lambasted the deployment, claiming the U.S. had